Hi, today we're going to be making homemade inks. These are your ingredients. First, you're going to need some water. About half a cup of water is all you need. A little bit of vinegar, any clear vinegar will do. Salt. You're going to need a saucepan and a colander, and since my colander isn't very fine, I also have some cheesecloth. You're going to need some pulp. In my case, I decided to use some beets. So I'm going to chop them up real fine and use them for one of my inks. I'm also going to make another ink using turmeric. As I said, I'm going to chop the beets finely. I'm going to use about a cup worth of pulp. Any pulp that you decide to use, just make sure that it's about a cup of pulp to half a cup of water. I'm then going to put it on the stove and simmer it for anywhere between 20 minutes to an hour. Make sure that you're close by so that it doesn't burn and you lose all your ink. If you want watery ink or watercolor type ink, you're going to go for the 20-minute mark. If you want something thicker, just boil it down longer for about an hour. On the other burner, I have my turmeric ink going, and since the turmeric I used powder, the ratios are different. It's only half a cup of powder to a cup of water. Once it's been reduced, I take it off the fire and I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of vinegar. The reason I add these two ingredients to the ink is to preserve the color. If I don't do this, the color is going to start changing, but the vinegar and the salt act as preservatives. I like to keep my inks in an airtight container. I also label them. It's really important to sift your inks. You don't want any of the solids to make it into your ink. And again, don't forget your salt and your vinegar to protect the color. Oops, I spilled some. I guess I'm gonna need a little bit more. Okay, so we have our inks, and I've labeled them so I remember how old they are. I keep them in the refrigerator too. They'll keep better there. There's a couple of other things that I can do to extend their life. So I can put a clove in them, just a whole clove. It'll work kind of as an antifungal agent. So I'll just open these up and plop a clove into each of them. It also makes them smell nice. If you don't have a clove, I would also recommend, this is gum arabic. Gum arabic also serves as an antifungal, so it'll preserve the inks a little bit longer. So you can also do that and just put, I don't know, like 1 part to 10 parts ink to 1 part gum arabic. I've already added gum arabic to the beet ink, so I'm just going to add some to the turmeric. So this will just extend the life of our inks. Okay. And I can use them as I would any other ink. I have here eyedroppers, so I can just, well, first I'm going to stir it up a little and put some out there. Let's see, oh, you can't see that. There you go. Beautiful bright yellow. And some of our beet ink. And this is an old ink that I had made a long time ago out of black walnuts. Okay. And I have a little bit of water to play with the intensity of my colors and to clean off my brushes. But now I can just use this as I would watercolor. If I want them to be a little thicker than they are, if I want them to be more like the consistency of a gouache or something along those lines, I would just boil them down a little bit more. But the color is beautiful and intense. Anyway, I look forward to seeing what you make with your inks.